Hey everyone. Okay, so tonight's homework we did some of it in class today, and now we're going to continue on with the rest of the problems. We did problems 1, 2, and 3, and now you're going to do 4, 5, and 6. So let's go ahead and start with 4, and I'm going to use my whiteboard here for that. So I had 43. Oh, it wasn't supposed to do that. We got to delete that one out, delete this one out. And we'll start again. And I'll make this a little bit thinner. All right, so our number is 43 and 66 hundredths. And I'm going to subtract 9 and 8 hundredths. I can't take 8 from 6, so I need to regroup. And I'll go ahead and put this in a different color. And now this becomes a 5. Just going to scoot this down a little bit. There we go. So this becomes a 5. And now I'm going to add that 1/10 over to my 100ths to make 16 hundredths. But instead of like putting it together, I'm just going to put it right on top. So now I have 16 minus 8, and that's going to equal 8. And that's because I'm going to jump 8 to get a 16. Okay, next one, I start in the tenths. 5 minus 0 equals 5. Remember that when we're adding or subtracting, we're just bringing down the decimal. On this next one, I'm in the ones place. I cannot take 9 from 3, so I need to regroup. So I'm going to borrow a 10, and that becomes a 3. And I'm going to just cross this out because I'm going to take my 1 and bring it in the ones place, so my 3 now becomes a 13. Now I'm taking 9 from 13, and that leaves me with 4. And I bring down my 3, because 3 minus 0 is 3. And I get 34 and 58 hundredths. We did talk about the inverse, and that is the opposite of subtraction is addition. So if you're wanting to check your work, you can just go straight up, or you can write it at 34 58 hundredths plus 9 and 8 hundredths at 16. 5 plus 1 is 6. So far, that's right over here. That's what I have on this side. 9 plus 4 equals 13. I regroup my 1. 3 plus 1 equals 4. So I did get 43 and 66 hundredths, which tells me that this answer right here is correct. So I'm going to go ahead and write that in. All right, now let's take a look at the next problem. And I'm going to kind of just bring this over a bit. We're going to add up all of these. So I'm going to write them on this side. Actually, I should just go ahead and get the grid. That's okay. I have 6, and let me go ahead and erase that part. I don't want to, I'm going to do regular pen. 6 and 27 hundredths. Remember that when you're adding, you still line up all your decimals. I have a 0 in the ones, 1/10, 3 hundredths, and 3 thousandths. And notice here there's nothing here, so I'm going to go ahead and put 0 as my hero. The next one, I'm going to add, it's 4 ones, 3 tenths, and 1 hundredths. Again, I have 0 as my hero for the thousandths. And now I can add. 0 plus 3 plus 0 equals 3. 7 plus 3 is 10, plus 1 more is 11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this is 7. And 6 plus 0 plus 4 equals 10. And so my answer then is 10 and 73 hundredths. The inverse on this one is subtraction, so you would have to start with subtracting in groups. But to save some time, I'm just going to go ahead and write the answer over here. It's 10 and 713 thousandths. Okay, let's move over to number 6. So for number 6, I have 25 and 75 hundredths. And I want to subtract out. I'm paying close attention to my decimal. I place my decimal here. I look over to the left. I have 8 ones to the right. That's 2/10. And I'm subtracting it. I do not have anything in the hundredths, so I'm going to put 0 as my hero. I should just, there we go. 0 is my hero. So 5 minus 0 equals 5. 7 minus 2 equals 5. Bring down my decimal point. I can't take 8 out of 5, so I need to regroup that. This becomes, I take one out of my 10, that leaves, so I take, out of my 2 10s, I take 1 out of that, put it over into my ones place, and now it becomes a 15. So 15 minus 8 equals 7, and I bring down my 1, and so my answer is 17 and 55 hundredths. Very good. All right, so the next thing that you needed to do is to do these other problems, and I'll move over here. I did not want to do that part. Do problems 7, 8, and 9. So for number 7, I'm going to write out 6 and 389 thousandths, plus I want to line up my decimals. If you are that kiddo, because I'm that person, that I can do this, but so I always feel more comfortable about having the larger number on top. If that's what makes you feel comfortable, then go ahead and do so. Go ahead and switch the 17 and 390 thousandths on the top plus the 6 and 389 thousandths. But I'm going to go ahead and add this up anyway. So the way it is, as is. So 9 plus 0 equals 9. 8 plus 9 equals 17. I regroup my 1. 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Bring down my decimal. 6 plus 7 equals 13. Regroup my 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So my answer is 23 and 779. All right. And anytime you need to, pause it, rewind it so that you can go at a slower pace. Let's look at number 8. All right, so over here, number 8, it's a subtraction problem. So it's 8 and 747 thousandths, and I'm going to subtract. Pay attention to your decimals. Make sure that they are lined up. I have an 8 in my tenths, and then it's 0, 0. Again, remember that my larger number is on the top. So 8 is greater than 4, so the 8 is on top. 7 minus 0 equals 7. 4 minus 0 equals 4. I cannot take 8 from 7, so I need to regroup this. So out of my ones, I'm going to take 1 out of the ones place. So that becomes a 7, and I'm moving it over to my tenths. So now I have 17 minus 8, and that gives me 9. I bring down my decimal. 7 minus 4 equals 3. So the answer to this one then is 3 and 947 thousandths. Remember, lining them up makes it so much easier when you're adding or subtracting. Line up your decimals. Let's look at number 9. Remember how I said that the larger number on top makes it more comfortable for me to add? I'm going to go ahead and add that in there. It's 12 and 639 thousandths. Lining up my decimals here, put my decimal point. There's 2 to the left in the ones place. I have a 0 in the ninth, and I have, the tenths place, I don't know where I said ninth. I have a 0 in the tenths place and a 9, that's probably where I said it, in the hundredths place. I'm going to go ahead and add this. Again, I have 0 is my hero, and now I can add. I did not mean to do that. 9 plus 1 equals 9. Let me go ahead and switch my ink. 3 plus 9 is 12, and I'm going to regroup my 1. 1 plus 6 plus 0 equals 7. I'm bringing down my decimal. 2 plus 2 equals 4. 1 plus 0 equals 1. So my answer is 14 and 729 thousandths. Excellent. All right, so now let's take a look at this. We did 10 and 11 in class. We started the 12, and so you just needed to finish that part tonight. Let me erase that line right there. So we were talking about on problem number 12 that we said that in our question where we have Abby finished a biking race in 21 and 39 minutes, Juanita took 19 and 59 hundredths minutes to finish. And this question right here where it says, how much longer did Abby take to finish the race? The how much longer, something that got on here. Okay. The how much longer simply means that we are going to take the difference. So I need it to subtract. So my problem will then be 21 and 39 hundredths minus 19 and 59 hundredths. So let's go over here to my whiteboard. I'm going to take my 21 and 39 hundredths minus 19 and 59 hundredths. I need to take the difference. I can take 9 from 9 is 0, but I can't take 5 from 3. I need to regroup. This becomes a 0. This is 13, but I'm going to put it right on top because it's easier to read. If you're comfortable putting the 1 next to the 3, that's fine, but this makes it easier. So 13 minus 5, that's 8. I'm going to bring down my decimal point right here. Can't take 9 from 0. I have nothing, so I'm going to regroup, go to my tens place. I'm going to take one of the tens and put that over here, and that leaves me with 1 10 left. 10 minus 9 equals 1. So the difference is 1 and 8 tenths minutes. Oops, I scribbled on there. That's supposed to be minutes. Sorry about that, guys and gals. All right, we did number 13 together in class, so you didn't have to do that one. And remember, that was lining up your decimals. So you're doing 14, so let's take a look at what we're doing for 14. Let me go ahead and move my screen up. So Dara spends $13.02 on sandals, $9.85 on shorts, and $15.20 on a hat. How much change does she receive back from $50? So this is a multi-step problem, right? So first of all, think of going to the cash register. I've got to ring up $13.02. That's for the sandals. I'm going to put S for sandals. Then she spent, and I'm paying attention to my decimals because I have to line those up, $9.85 on shorts. I'm going to put the SH for shorts. And then she also spent $15.20 on a hat. Yes, I was going to put H for hat, but it's only 3 letters, so I went ahead and wrote it out. I'll write this out, shorts, and this is sandals. I felt bad. Okay, now I need to add these up first, right? So 2 plus 5 and plus 0 equals 7. 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 0, it makes it 10. I'm going to regroup my 1, bring down my decimal point. I'm going to find groups of 10. So 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 plus 5 is 15. 15 plus 3 equals 18. Plus 1. 1, 2, 3. So she spent $38.07 total. But look at this. We're looking for change. Change means that how much you get back. So she gave the cashier $50. So I'm going to move this up just a bit. So my equation is going to be 50 minus $38.07. I personally do not like to subtract with zeros. So I'm going to take out 1 penny, and this now makes it $49.99 because it's a penny less. Now I'm going to go ahead and subtract this out. Now remember, I subtracted a penny, so in my difference, I need to add a penny in. So watch what happens. 9 minus 7 equals 2. 9 minus 0 equals 9. 9 minus 8 equals 1. 4 minus 3 equals 1. And over here in my answer choices, I see the $11.93, but I have to add in the plus 1. So I can do it like this. So it will be, or the like this, the 1 cent, whichever way makes it easier for your brain to understand. So when I'm adding that 1 penny back in, it becomes $11.93. Isn't that so much easier than having to subtract out with all those zeros? I know it makes it easier for my brain. Excuse me. Let's look at number 15. Excuse me. So sorry. Ling's relay team ran the first part of the race in 28 and 134 thousandths seconds. So this is the first part of the race. So some of you on Thursday, you're going to be interested in your times that you have and what you get it, because it's going to be in decimal numbers. So that's going to be super cool. The second part in 17 and 922 thousand seconds, and the third part in 34 and 23,000 seconds. By how much did the relay team beat the champions who ran the race in 83 and 736,000 seconds? So first of all, we have to look at what the team did. So the first part of the race, they did it in 28 and 134,000 seconds. The second part of the race was done in 17 and 922 thousandths of a second. And the third part of the race was done in 34 and 23 thousandths of a second. So I need to add these up. Starting in the thousandths place, it's 3, 4, 5. 5 plus 4 equals 9. Then I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 9, 10. I'm going to regroup, bring down my decimal point. So I have 8. I'm going to take 2 out of my 4 to make 10. That's 17, 18, 19, 20. So do you see how I just found groups? And then that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. Now, see this part right here? I've got to find what is the difference between their team that was running and Ling's tea that was running. So over here, let me come, I want to make sure I just kind of shrink this a bit, just a little bit more. All right. So now I'm going to take what the other team made, and that was 83 and 736,000 seconds. And I'm going to take Ling's tea, who was 80 and 79,000 seconds. And how much did the relay team beat the champions? Remember, this is the relay team. They beat the champions that did it in 83 of the seconds, and they did it in 80. So they did really well. So let's take a look. I cannot take 9 from 6, so I need to regroup. That 3 becomes a 2, and this becomes a 16. So I have 16 minus 9 equals 7. I can't take 7 from 2, so I need to regroup. This becomes a 6. That becomes a 12. 12 minus 7 equals 5. Good job. 6 minus 0 equals 6. So do you see over here right now, I have my decimal point. I have 657 thousandths. Do you see a 657 thousandths? Right there. So far, this looks like it could be a strong possibility, right? Let's keep going. 3 minus 0 equals 3, and then 8 minus 8 is 0. So absolutely, B is your correct answer. So do you see as you're moving along and finding your computations on this side, you need to look on this side over here and match up your answer choices. It makes it a lot easier. Okay, let's go to the next problem. We are going to be on problem number 16, and it was 1. I'm so sorry. I don't want that. What happened to my paper? Give me my paper. Nope, give me my paper. Where did it go? Cancel it and cancel that. Cancel. I'm just trying to close this out, people. Okay, so Juan has a batting average of 334 thousandths. Gary has a batting average of 284 thousandths. What is the difference? Remember, what does the word difference mean? Absolutely means subtraction. ION. Between the batting averages of the two baseball players. So let's come over here. I'm going to move this up. So one of the batting averages, remember the larger number on top is 334. See, it did that to me. I need to delete this. Let's start again. So we have a 0, 334 thousandths, and I'm going to take the difference of 284 thousandths. So remember, look at your different answer choices, right? So let's start from the thousandths. 4 minus 4 equals 0. Do you see a 0 over here? That's going to be like that. Let's see. Can't take 8 from 3, so I'm going to regroup. That becomes a 2, and this is a 13. That's what I was talking about, that you could just put it to the side. But if you don't have any room, make the 13 on the top. 8 minus 8 from 13 is 5. 2 minus 2 is 0. Bring down my decimal point, and I have 0 ones. So which is going to be the correct answer? Very good. It's B. Good work. See how easy it is when you're doing your computations and then you look at your answer choices? Use those hand in hand all the time. It kind of guides you through your way. Let's look at 17. Jonas is jogging from the park to the school. Did that again. Jonas is driving to the park from the school. He has jogged 424 thousandths miles so far, and he has 384 thousandths miles left to jog. How far is the park located from the school? Well, let's figure this one out. What do we need to do? I'm going to come back over here. So I needed to see how far is the park located from the school. So he's jogging from the park to the school, and he jogged the 424 thousandths miles, and he has 384 thousandths miles left. So I'm going to take the difference. He jogged 424 ups, and this is what he has left to jog, right? So actually, what are we going to do here? That's right. We have to add these together. This is from the park. This is how much he's jogged so far. And this is what's left to jog, right? And this will give us the distance from the park to the school. So 4 plus 4 equals 8. 8 plus 2 equals 10. 4 plus 3 is 7 plus 1 equals 8. Bring down my decimal, 0. So do you see that over here? And the answer is B. Great job, guys. Okay, so let's move over to the next one. We have most of them have been, well, the single step, but there was a couple of multi-step ones. So Jimmy adds 324 hundredths, 429, or 4 and 294 thousandths, and 2 and 73 thousandths. How much more than 5 and 31 thousandths is the sum? How much more than 5 and 31 thousandths is the sum? Okay, so let's take a look at this. We're going to need to add 3 and 24 hundredths. We're going to add 4 and 294 thousandths. I do have 0 as my hero, so I'm going to place that there. And I have 2 and 73 thousandths. I'm going to add these first because it says how much more than 5 and 31 thousandths is the sum. So remember that how much more than, I'll have that difference. So I need to add this first. So 4 plus 3 equals 7. 4 plus 9 plus 7 equals, well, 9 plus 7 is 16 plus 4 more equals 20. 2, 4, 6, bring down my decimal. I have 3 plus 4 is 7, 8, 9. Okay, but look, don't think that it's going to be to B, so look at this, because we're not finished yet, right? That looks like it would be an answer, but it's not, because we still have this part here. It says how much more. So now I need to, that is the sum. So now I'm going to need to take the difference, and it's 5 and 31 hundredths, put my 0 here. This makes it 7. I can't take 1 from 0. I need to regroup. So now this becomes, see how crazy that looks? So I'm going to cross this out and put my 10 on top. 10 minus 1 equals 9. 5 minus 3 equals 2. Bring down my decimal. 9 minus 5 equals 4. So the answer is A. Good work. See, really, be really super, super careful. All right, let's move to this next one. The last step. A gallon of milk costs $3.32, and a container of orange juice costs $2.95. Now, Max buys 2 gallons of milk and 2 containers of orange juice. How much does he spend? Okay, so this seems relatively easy. I will tell you, though, that has gotten kids on the wrong path is they forget to look at the quantity of each that they bought. We know that a gallon of milk costs $3.32. This is the milk. And orange juice costs $2.95. I'm going to put OJ. But Max buys 2 gallons of milk. So I can do this as times 2, or I can add another. Remember that the repeated addition of the same numbers is the same as multiplication because I have 2 groups of $3.32. So I'm going to add these 2 because he buys 2 gallons. This is 4. 3 plus 3 is 6. Bring down my decimal. 3 plus 3 is 6. So he buys $6.64 is for 2 gallons of milk. Now let's see how much he buys for orange juice. And 2 containers of orange juice. So I'm going to add another $2.95, which is also the same as $2.95 times 2. So 5 plus 5 is 10, regroup. 9 plus 9 is 18, plus 1 is 19. I regroup. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 1 equals 5. So this is going to be for the 2 containers of OJ. Now, we're not done yet. You see over here, I have the $6.64, but that's not the correct answer because that's for the 2 gallons of milk only. And I don't see the $5.90. So we have to add $6, and I'm going to switch pens, and $5.90. So $6.64 plus $5.90. So now let's take a look. I have my 4. I have a 4 over here. Looks like I got a 4 there. 9 plus 6 equals 15. I'm regrouping. I've got a 5 right there. Bring down my decimal. 6 plus 5 is 11 plus 1 equals 12. And there you go. He spent a total of $12.54. All right, good work, guys. You guys have a great night, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.